Greetings, I'm Professor K, and in this short video presentation we're going to see how we go about creating a reverse lookup zone in our DNS. I'm currently logged on to the root domain controller from my network, and we're going to get started by using Server Manager and going up to Tools, and then we're going to select DNS from the context menu, and that's going to launch our DNS Management console. Let's go ahead and make this full screen. First, let's take a look at that forward lookup zone. Let's see what the difference is between a forward lookup zone and a reverse lookup zone. So currently, this is my forward lookup zone for my network. So for the record, you see that I have the machines all lined up in a nice column with their names, the type of record that we're looking at, and their IP address, and some timestamp information. Now this is the forward lookup zone. But what if I want to type in the IP address and resolve that to a host name? Right now, I'm able to go to a command prompt. I can type in the name of this server, DC1, and it will resolve to the IP address of 192.168.145.10. But what if I don't know the name, but I have the IP address and I want to resolve that machine to its fully qualified domain name? Well, then I have to have a reverse lookup zone. To create a reverse lookup zone for this network, all we have to do is inside of our DNS Management console, in the left window pane, just right click where it says reverse lookup zone, and you're going to click new zone, and that brings up the new zone wizard. We're going to go ahead and say next. This is going to be a primary zone. We're going to click next. On this next screen, just accept the default and click next. And we're going to create a IP version 4 reverse lookup zone. Click next. On this next screen, we need to type in the first 3 octets of our network IP address. Once you've typed in the first 3 octets of your IP address, go ahead and click next. Now here we have to select what kind of updates we want to allow. My preference is to allow both non-secure and secure dynamic updates, and the reason I do that is because if you select the first radio button option, then you must pre-stage your machines up inside of Active Directory. And that can be a lot of administration if you're in a large network. So I like to go ahead and allow non-secure and secure dynamic updates. Now the reason I do this is because I own this network. This is an internal network. I can assume that anyone that is registered with my DNS server has been authorized because it is my network. So I'm going to go ahead and click next. That completes the new zone wizard. We'll go ahead and click finish. Now if we expand this, you'll see that we have our reverse lookup zone. Go ahead and expand that out, and in a few moments you're going to start seeing some records populate in here. So now that we have our reverse lookup zone created, let's go ahead and give it a little help. Let's go back over to our forward lookup zone. And let's double click on any of these A records that are in here. And you'll see that there's a box down here that says Update Associated Pointer Record. That is for the reverse lookup zone. So I'm going to go ahead and say OK to that. And we'll do the next one here. We'll say OK to that. This one's already done. And this one's already done. Let's close out our DNS console. This helps to refresh the DNS records. So we're going to go back up to Tools now. And once again, go back up inside of our DNS Management console. What we can do is go to the reverse lookup zone. Let's see if there's any records. Go ahead and expand it. You see now I have 2 records. So what you can do if you're not seeing all the records that you would like to see up here inside of your reverse lookup zone, you can give it a little bit more help. Go back over to your forward lookup zone. Find a record that you want to see inside of the reverse lookup zone database and unclick it. Say OK. Go back into that record, just double click it. Check that box once again and say OK. And when you get back on over to your reverse lookup zone, the record should be there. Let's go ahead and take a look. And we'll do a F5 to refresh, and now you see the record is in there. So if the records aren't popping in as quickly as you would like, and they will eventually, you can go ahead and do what I just showed you how to do. uncheck the box, save it, open it back up, check the box, and your record will start to appear over inside of the reverse lookup zone database. We can go ahead and close out the DNS Management console. Let's go and minimize Server Manager, and let's go over here to the start, and in the search window I'm going to type in CMD for command prompt, and now I want to type in ping and follow that up with a -A with the IP address of my server. And you see that I come back with the fully qualified domain name. You see that right here. That is the fully qualified domain name, or the FQDN, for this server. So I'm able to do this because I have a reverse lookup zone. So I'm now going to go ahead and use my forward lookup zone by pinging the name of this server, which is DC1. So if I ping DC1, let's see what happens. It comes back and it resolves, or it defaults to an IP version 6 address. But I want to know what the IP version 4 address is, so I'm going to bring this back up. I'm going to follow this up with a -4. That's telling the command prompt, or the ping command, that I need some IP4 information, not IP version 6. So let's go ahead and hit enter now. And you'll notice now I come back with the IP address for DC1. If your network's not using IP version 6, you can go into the adapter properties on your machine and you can uncheck that box underneath services for IP version 6. Let's see how we do that. So I'm going to go over here to my network adapter. I'm going to right click. I'm going to open Network and Sharing Center, change adapter settings, right click on the name of my adapter. Let's go to properties, and you'll see down here where it says Internet Protocol version 6. Well, you can uncheck this box and it will remove the ability for this machine to use IP version 6. In this short video presentation, we got to see how we go about creating a reverse lookup zone inside of our DNS. We also got to see how we go about resolving an IP address to a name and a name to an IP address, and we also got to see how we can ping a IP version 4 address even though the machine wants to default and use IP version 6 addressing. And so that's going to conclude this short video presentation. And if you have any questions or concerns about any of the content that was covered in this video or in the lab file, please don't hesitate to reach out and contact your instructor. And I'll see you in my next video.